All right, so this week in crypto has been, well, crazy.
Yeah, it really has.
Like we got Wall Street making moves, the SEC seemingly doing a dance, and even GameStop, can you believe this? Maybe taking a cue from MicroStrategy.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
Wow.
know, right? We've got a whole bunch of articles here, and I have to say, some of this is pretty wild.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so let's do a deep dive into this stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
So first thing that jumped out at me, this gold rush, in the crypto space. Gold-backed tokens are surging like crazy, and everyone on Wall Street suddenly seems to be like a gold bug.
Right.
It's wild. What's your take on this?
Well, I think we have to look a little bit deeper than just the excitement, on the surface.
Okay.
The interest in gold that we're seeing, it's driven by some pretty big underlying factors.
Okay.
For one, we're seeing trade war fears rising and, just a lot of global economic uncertainty.
Right.
And these are the classic things that kind of send investors running toward those safe haven assets. And of course, gold is one of those.
So in times of trouble, everyone runs to gold.
Right.
I mean, it does have that reputation, being steady and reliable, but
Yeah.
is it really a safe haven, like in today's economic landscape?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
Gold has held its value historically during economic downturns,
Yeah.
but some analysts are saying that its relevance as a safe haven, it might be waning in our digital world. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will, definitely.
Yeah.
There's another factor here too, right?
Uh-huh.
Central banks and all their gold hoarding, what about that?
You're right. That's the other side of it.
Yeah.
Central banks around the world have been really aggressively accumulating their gold reserves, which signals to the market that even those powerful financial institutions see the value in holding gold,
Right.
which influences investor behavior, and that just fuels the gold rush even more.
So it's like fear and institutional validation, that's what's driving this whole gold frenzy.
Oh.
But how does all of this translate into crypto? We're talking about digital assets, not, physical gold bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Investors are always looking for ways to gain exposure to these assets without the hurdles of physical storage or limited market access.
Right.
And that's where the gold-backed tokens come in.
Okay, so these tokens are like digital representations of physical gold.
Exactly.
Like a digital gold certificate that you
Yes.
can trade on a blockchain.
Exactly. So they're typically backed by reserves of physical gold that the token issuer is holding.
Okay.
Think of it as a hybrid of merging the stability and the security of gold, but with the flexibility and accessibility of crypto.
So you get the benefits of gold without the hassle of owning and storing it.
Right.
Pretty attractive in today's world.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's shift gears a bit, talk about the SEC.
Okay.
They've been making headlines with some pretty unexpected moves, like reassigning their top crypto litigator.
Right.
And then calling for a pause in their lawsuit against Binance.
Mhm.
What is happening? Are they softening their stance on crypto?
It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
This could be a genuine move towards being more crypto-friendly,
Right.
or it could just be them strategically reshuffling.
Okay.
I think it's important to look at this in the context of the recent change in leadership at the SEC.
Oh, you're talking about Mark Uyeda, the new acting chairman.
Yes.
Some are saying that he is advocating for a more, constructive approach to crypto regulation.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Is there any truth to that?
It's possible he's publicly expressed that he wants to see clearer regulatory frameworks for the crypto industry, and he even formed a new task force to develop guidelines that could be considered more industry-friendly.
Okay, so potentially a less adversarial relationship.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, but then why the pause in the Binance lawsuit?
Right. Well, one thought is that this pause is a strategic move to give the SEC time to kind of reevaluate their approach under this new leadership, potentially leading to a settlement that addresses regulatory concerns but allows Binance to continue operating in a clearer legal framework.
That would be huge for the crypto industry, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
To have that regulatory certainty?
Definitely.
But couldn't this just be like a tactical maneuver?
Yeah.
Just buying time to build a stronger case against Binance?
Yeah, that's a possibility we can't ignore. We've seen the SEC take a really tough stance on crypto in the past,
Right.
and it's their mandate to protect investors, so they might still view Binance as a threat to that objective.
So it's complex. It's too early to say, for
It's
sure.
apparently too early.
We'll have to just see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
But what about Bitcoin itself? How did it do this week with all this regulatory drama?
Well, it was an interesting week for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It started around $96,000 and it managed to surge past that $100,000 mark.
Wow, that's a pretty big jump.
It is.
What do you think fueled that? Was it that CPI report that everyone was waiting for?
Yeah, the CPI report definitely had something to do with it.
Okay.
A higher than expected inflation figure would potentially deter the Fed from cutting interest rates,
Right.
which can impact, risk assets like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So investors are kind of like holding their breath,
Mm.
waiting to see how those numbers would shake out.
So anticipation and market uncertainty fueled the rally.
I think so.
But was it just the CPI report?
I don't think so.
What else?
Well, we can't forget about that institutional investment that's been going on in Bitcoin.
Right, right.
More and more institutions are recognizing it as an asset class, and their investments are having a real impact on the price.
Yeah, it seems like every other week, another major player is adding Bitcoin to their portfolio.
It does, doesn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just Bitcoin making waves this week.
No, it was
Ethereum actually saw even bigger gains, like a massive 20%.
huge, yeah.
What is driving Ethereum's outperformance? Is it just the upcoming network upgrades?
Well, the network upgrades are definitely causing some excitement, yeah.
Right.
Ethereum's transition to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism is a big deal. It's supposed to improve its scalability and its efficiency.
Right. And for those who aren't super familiar, Ethereum is a blockchain platform that allows developers to build those decentralized applications, or dApps.
Yeah.
And this transition to proof of stake is expected to make the network faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient.
That's right.
But it's not just about the upgrades, right?
No.
You've got the resurgence of DeFi,
Yes.
decentralized finance.
Yeah, basically an ecosystem of financial applications all built on blockchain technology, aiming to provide services like lending, borrowing, and trading,
Oh, wow.
but all done in a decentralized way.
So cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. Give people more control over their finances.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is.
No wonder it's driving demand for Ethereum, which is like
Right.
the main platform for those DeFi applications. So we've covered gold, we've covered the SEC, Bitcoin's price, the rise of DeFi.
Uh-huh.
But there's another story that I found pretty surprising.
Okay.
Robinhood, the platform known for democratizing investing,
Right.
they've been making waves in the crypto world. Their earnings report was, like, amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
I know. They totally smashed expectations.
They did. They reported record-breaking Q4 earnings, and their revenue more than doubled expectations.
Totally.
Yeah. And a big part of that growth was their crypto trading revenue, which went up 700% year over year.
Wow, that is massive.
Yeah, it is.
What does that tell us about the market in general? Is this like a sign that crypto is finally hitting the mainstream?
I think it says a lot about the growing adoption of crypto among retail investors,
Okay.
particularly those who are newer to the market.
Yeah.
Robinhood's become like a popular entry point for those investors,
Mm-hmm.
and their crypto performance really shows that this trend is gaining momentum.
So it's like everyone's rushing to get a piece of the crypto pie.
Yeah.
But it's not just individual investors driving this, is it? We're seeing those institutional investors ramping up their Bitcoin ETF holdings, too.
Absolutely, yeah. Recent filings show that big players like the State of Wisconsin Investment Board and Tudor Investment Corp, they've all increased their investments in U.S. Bitcoin ETFs.
It's like institutional FOMO. They don't want to miss out.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Wow. But there's one more story we have to talk about.
Okay.
The internet's buzzing with rumors about GameStop, diving headfirst into Bitcoin,
Right.
following MicroStrategy's lead.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think? Any truth to these rumors, or is it just hype?
Well, the main source of this speculation comes from a social media post with GameStop's CEO, Ryan Cohen, and he's with Michael Saylor,
Oh, okay.
the CEO of MicroStrategy.
So one photo.
It's just one photo.
And that's enough to send the internet into a frenzy.
Yeah, but you have to consider the context.
Right.
Michael Saylor's practically synonymous with Bitcoin at this point.
Right.
MicroStrategy's really aggressive Bitcoin investment strategy has made them the example for corporate adoption. So seeing GameStop's CEO with him, it does raise some eyebrows.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean, MicroStrategy went all in on Bitcoin,
they did.
and it seems to be working out for them.
Yeah,
So, yeah, GameStop CEO with Saylor.
it makes you wonder.
It does. It makes you wonder if something's going on behind the scenes. But is there anything beyond that photo?
Well, no concrete evidence has come out yet.
Okay.
But when you think about GameStop's history, defying expectations and those unconventional strategies,
Right.
the speculation doesn't seem so out there.
That's true. They're not afraid to shake things up.
No, they're not.
They've become like a symbol of retail investor power,
They have.
going head-to-head with Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I guess a move into Bitcoin wouldn't be that surprising.
It wouldn't. It would align with their image as a disruptor and innovator.
And it could tap into that huge enthusiasm of their retail investor base.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of them are probably already into crypto
Most likely, yeah.
and would be eager to support GameStop moving into that space.
I think so.
It could send their stock to new heights.
Yeah, potentially.
But before we get too carried away speculating, what are the implications if they do decide to follow MicroStrategy's lead? Would it be a game changer for the gaming industry, for the crypto market, or even just for GameStop itself?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
We need to kind of break this down and analyze the impact from all angles.
Yeah, let's take a closer look at this whole GameStop Bitcoin thing and see what it could mean for both companies and for the crypto world as a whole.
Okay, so let's think about the potential impact of GameStop going all in on Bitcoin, starting with the crypto market itself.
Okay, so imagine GameStop, the meme stock darling,
Yeah.
decides to go all in on Bitcoin.
Right.
What kind of impact would that have on the crypto world? What
Yeah.
would happen?
I think it would be a huge moment, you know. It would be a sign to everyone that Bitcoin isn't just this niche asset, that tech enthusiasts and libertarians are into.
It would be like major validation, right?
Yeah.
Coming from a company like GameStop with their devoted following and their rep for disrupting markets.
Exactly. It could start a domino effect,
Oh, wow.
Encourage other companies, especially in gaming and tech, to consider adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets.
So it's not just GameStop, it's the signal it sends to the whole corporate world.
Exactly. Companies tend to follow the lead of successful innovators.
Right.
So if GameStop shows that a Bitcoin strategy works, enhances their value, others will pay attention.
Yeah. They'll jump on board.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It could really push Bitcoin into the mainstream.
Yeah, I think so.
And the psychological impact too, right?
Oh, definitely.
GameStop is a phenomenon. Moving into Bitcoin, that would get so much attention.
Oh, yeah, tons of media attention. Capture the public imagination.
Like throwing gasoline on a fire.
It would be. And that hype, as volatile as it can be, it can really drive adoption and investment.
Yeah. Get more people into Bitcoin.
Definitely.
Get them to learn, maybe even invest.
Exactly.
Well, let's look at GameStop itself.
Okay.
I mean, their stock's been on a roller coaster since that meme stock frenzy back in 2021.
Yeah, it has.
Could a Bitcoin play, revive their stock price?
Yeah.
Attract new investors?
It's possible. Their loyal investor base, a lot of them are already familiar with crypto.
Yeah, probably.
They'd see a Bitcoin investment as a bold move. Forward thinking.
It would fit their image, wouldn't it?
It would. The underdog challenging the system.
Yeah, exactly. Create excitement, new speculation around the stock, maybe attract new investors.
Yeah.
But would it actually bring value to GameStop? Their main business is still video games.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the key question.
Yeah.
If it's successful, it could bring in serious returns for GameStop,
Okay.
exceeding what they might make through traditional operations.
Yeah. So it could be a way to diversify, right? Hedge against problems in the gaming market.
Exactly. And don't forget the potential connections between gaming and crypto.
Oh, right. Yeah.
GameStop could use blockchain to create new stuff in games, collectibles, maybe even payment systems.
That's cool. Imagine buying stuff in a game with Bitcoin.
Yes.
Or owning, unique digital assets on a blockchain.
It would be a whole new level of gaming.
That would be awesome. Totally change the experience.
Yeah, GameStop's in a good spot to bridge that gap between traditional gaming and this new world of blockchain gaming.
Yeah, that's true. They're kind of at the forefront.
They are.
So, a move into Bitcoin, it could be a genius move for GameStop.
It could.
Push them into a new era of growth and innovation.
Possibly. Yeah.
But we need to be careful, right? This is all hypothetical.
We do, yeah. There's no guarantee that GameStop will actually do this.
Right.
Even if they do, we don't know what'll happen.
Yeah, that's true. Crypto's volatile.
Yeah, very.
Even the best plans can fail.
That's right. Investments, especially in crypto, they come with risks. You need to do your research. You need to understand the market.
Don't get swept up in the hype.
Right, exactly.
Stay skeptical.
Uh-huh.
But even if GameStop doesn't do this, the fact that we're even talking about it
Right.
shows how far crypto has come.
It really does. It shows that the lines between traditional finance, meme stock mania, and crypto, they're blurring.
Yeah, they're all mixing together.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning. We're seeing worlds collide, cultures clash, and whole redefinition of value.
It's definitely fascinating to watch it all unfold.
It is.
Every week there's something new surprises, new challenges.
Yeah.
Speaking of challenges, let's talk about the regulatory side of things again.
Okay.
We talked about the SEC's moves, but there's a lot more to discuss.
There is.
Their actions, or maybe their inaction this week, has really got people talking.
It has. That 60-day pause in their lawsuit against Binance, it's created more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Is it a genuine shift towards working together, or just a strategic timeout?
It's hard to tell. Some see it as a good sign, a hope that the SEC under this new leadership might be willing to actually work with the crypto industry instead of fighting against it.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've created a new task force.
They did.
To develop clearer regulatory frameworks that suggest they want to have a dialogue, find solutions that work for everyone.
It does.
But couldn't it also be a trick?
It could?
Maybe they're just regrouping, gathering evidence, planning for a bigger crackdown later.
Yeah, that's the cynical view, but it's possible.
Right.
We've seen them be tough before. It's their job to protect investors.
Yeah.
They might see Binance as a threat, and this pause is just temporary.
It's a big deal for crypto, the outcome of this whole SEC Binance thing.
It is. It'll have a huge impact.
What are some of the scenarios that could play out? What could happen?
Well, the best case is that this pause leads to some productive conversations, maybe even a settlement that addresses the SEC's concerns,
Okay.
but allows Binance to keep operating, but with a clear set of rules.
That would be good for everyone.
Yeah, it would. Binance would get that legitimacy they need, and the SEC would show that they're willing to work with the crypto industry.
Right. Set a good example for the future.
Exactly.
But what if it doesn't work out? What's the worst that could happen?
The worst case is that the SEC is just using this time to build a stronger case against Binance.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it could lead to harsher penalties, stricter regulations, or even Binance being shut down in the U.S.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
It would be a real blow to the crypto industry here.
Yeah.
It would make people think that the U.S. isn't friendly to crypto.
Yeah, push innovation and investment to other countries that are more open to it.
Exactly.
It's a high-stakes game, and the next move is critical.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So crypto's global, right?
It is, yeah. What happens in one country doesn't necessarily mean the whole industry's doomed.
That's a good point. While the U.S. is figuring things out, other places are moving ahead with a more positive approach to crypto.
Like where?
Like Switzerland, Singapore, Malta.
Okay.
They've become crypto hubs. They've got clear regulations, supportive policies. They're embracing blockchain technology.
They're welcoming crypto with open arms.
They are. They see the potential, and they're helping it grow.
Yeah, it's very different from what we're seeing here.
It is.
Is the U.S. going to fall behind in this global crypto race?
It's a valid concern. If the U.S. keeps dragging its feet on regulations and support, it could lose its edge.
It's a wake-up call for regulators.
It is.
They have to find a way to balance protecting investors with encouraging innovation.
I agree. That balance is key for both crypto and the whole financial system.
It's delicate. The stakes are high.
They are.
We've covered a lot today. Gold-backed tokens, the SEC, GameStop, global regulations.
Been a lot, yeah.
It's been a crazy week. So much happening.
Yeah.
Let's step back for a second.
Okay.
Connect all these events to the bigger picture.
Okay.
What are the main takeaways, the big trends we should be watching?
Good idea. Amidst all the ups and downs, some key themes emerge.
What do you see as the most important trends?
Well, the first one is the growing connection between traditional finance and crypto.
Right.
Institutional investors, Wall Street, even meme stock companies, they're all getting involved in crypto.
Like those worlds are colliding.
Exactly, and it's happening in lots of ways. Gold-backed tokens, the interest in Bitcoin ETFs, companies like GameStop maybe embracing Bitcoin.
It's driven by so many different factors.
It is.
And then there's the whole regulatory situation, right?
Yeah, the second big trend.
We're seeing mixed signals. The SEC may be changing its approach, other countries being more welcoming to crypto.
It's complex, always changing, both good and bad for crypto.
And we can't forget about retail investors, right?
Oh, no, they're a huge part of this.
Yeah.
The meme stock craze, the surge in Robinhood's crypto trading, they're a powerful force, driving adoption, pushing the limits of what's possible.
They're the ones who are really using crypto in their everyday lives.
They are. They're the reason crypto is becoming mainstream.
Those are some great points. It's clear that the crypto world is changing fast. It's exciting and sometimes confusing.
It is.
But before we wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about.
Yeah, a question that makes them think critically.
What do you have in mind?
Okay, here's the question. With everything we've seen this week, the connection between traditional finance and crypto, the changing regulations, the power of retail investors, is mainstream adoption of crypto inevitable? Or are we still early in this volatile and unpredictable market that could disappear just as easily?
That's a great question. There's no easy answer.
Exactly. It's something people will keep debating as crypto develops.
And we want to hear what our listeners think, their predictions, their insights.
Yeah, we're all in this together, exploring this new world of crypto.
And we'll be here to help you understand it all, analyze the trends, keep you informed.
Well,
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, seize engaged. That question, is mainstream crypto adoption inevitable? It really got me thinking.
yeah, it's a big one.
There's so much pointing to wider adoption, institutional money coming in, big companies trying out blockchain, even governments looking into digital currencies.
Right.
It seems like crypto's slowly getting into everything.
It does, but we have to remember, mainstream adoption, it's not just one thing.
Okay.
It's a whole process.
Right.
And we're still pretty early on.
So it's more like a gradual thing, not a sudden overnight change.
Exactly. Think about the internet.
Okay.
It took like decades for it to go from something only academics use to what it is now.
Right. Everyone uses the internet.
Everyone. Crypto's probably going to be similar.
That's a good point. So let's say, just for fun, mainstream crypto adoption does happen.
Right.
What would that look like?
Well, imagine you could use Bitcoin to pay for your coffee, Ethereum to buy concert tickets, stablecoins to send money to your family overseas instantly with almost no fees.
That would be so easy.
It would, and that's just finance. Think about other industries.
Yeah, how could crypto change things in other areas?
The possibilities are huge. Blockchain could change everything, supply chains, healthcare records, even voting,
Wow.
and how we create and consume content online.
So a world where data is safer, transactions are more transparent, and we don't need middlemen as much.
Exactly. Crypto and blockchain can change who has power, make information and services accessible to more people.
That's amazing, but we have to be realistic too, right?
We do. This is all potential, and there are some big challenges ahead.
Like what could slow down crypto adoption?
Well, regulation is a big one.
Okay.
We talked about how it's still changing, a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, makes sense.
For it to really take off, we need clear, consistent rules that encourage innovation.
Businesses and people need to know what they're dealing with.
Exactly. Another thing is scalability. For crypto to be truly mainstream, the networks have to handle tons of transactions quickly and smoothly.
Right, like a lot of people using it every day.
Exactly. And some of the big ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Yeah.
they're still working on that.
So the tech needs to improve.
It does. And then there's user experience.
Okay.
For most people, crypto seems complicated, a bit scary even.
Yeah, all the wallets, private keys, fees.
It's a lot to understand if you just want to buy a coffee.
Right, it needs to be as easy as using a credit card.
Exactly.
So we've got some work to do before crypto's everywhere.
We do.
But even if it takes a while, what we're seeing now, it's clear, crypto's here to stay.
It is.
It's going to change the world in ways we can't even imagine yet.
I agree. It's constantly changing, always innovating.
It's an exciting time to be watching it all happen.
It is.
And to our listeners, stay curious, keep learning, come along with us as we explore this amazing world of crypto.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.